Hey guys, how's it going and welcome back. Thunderbolt drives not mounting, don't panic yet. Maybe able to help you on this one. So, many of you know by now, I got a new MacBook Air M4. So I'm selling my M1 Mini. And this pair of particular Thunderbolt cases, put any drive you want in it that's Express 3, Express 4, M.2, NVMe. These have long cables, no big deal, right? And they are Thunderbolt 4, USB 4, and USB 3, or not USB 3, but Thunderbolt 3 compatible, okay? Not compatible with USB 3, though, as far as what you'd normally use for, say, something like these Sabrent cases that are just USB 3, right? That's all they are, and you got a speed limit of about 1,000 megabytes per second, and that's it, okay? So these drives are not designed to work with those kind of buses. And I know this for a fact that to back them up is my Asus 17 Tough does not have Thunderbolt, but it does have USB 3. And so I've used these type of drive cases without any issue, obviously, right? To plug in a Thunderbolt case, every time I've tried, well, it doesn't work. Why? Well, it's because they're not compatible with USB 3. They're only Thunderbolt 3, Thunderbolt 4, and USB 4. So that's what you get. Something a little funny happened, okay? Like I said, I've been using these cases for the last couple of years on my M1 Mini. And they've been fine. The drives are fine. Health statistics are fine. We're good to go. Plugged it into my MacBook Air. Doesn't work. Now, my Meowie case, which is a replacement upgrade for these Indemans from the same company, okay, same ad, they just changed over these other cases. Now, though it has a shorter cable, doesn't matter, it's still Thunderbolt 4, the case. Now, we do have Thunderbolt 3 in the M1. We have Thunderbolt 4 here in the M4, all right? So, because it's a straight M4 chip. The Pro chips apparently have Thunderbolt 5, which should go backwards as well. So when I plug the drives in, one at a time obviously, I'm kind of limited with 2 ports, they didn't want to mount at all. And I'm like, what the frick? Like, the drives are fine. Like, what's going on here? I don't know what the cause is, but I do know of a cure that I've got worked out. So I fired the Mac Mini back up just to verify the drives, okay? And I even tried switching buses, thinking, well, maybe with that hub we had, maybe it caused a problem with my Thunderbolt bus. But, you know, because the only other thing plugged into this board right now is my USB interface, so it works fine, right? So I thought, oh, maybe. I mean, that would really suck. Brand new computer. So anyways, I moved this Thunderbolt case over to the other port. Works fine. No hassle. Okay, so we'll plug it back in where it goes and everything's fine too, right? So left this unplugged. Plug these back in. Again, no mount. They won't mount. Well, son of a bug. Well, what if I try the short cable? Nope, didn't work either. What the hell? So I fired the Mac Mini up. Didn't sign in with an Apple ID. Just, you know, I have still reformatted it again to reset it again for a new owner. But I got it up and running. I plugged these things in with their own cables. Worked like a charm. Okay. So they are USB 4, Thunderbolt 4, Thunderbolt 3. I know this. So when they work fine on the Mini. Just the way they did when I took that Mini down. So anyway, okay, let's plug them back in here. No go. All right, short cable, no go. So I thought, I know for sure this is USB-C only. This is not Thunderbolt cabling. It's the cable that came with this drive. So I plug this in to one of these cases, plug it into my computer, and it says allow device. I'm like, hey, it mounted. Then I did a speed test, 1,000 megabytes per second. So it's acting like Type-C. Even though it's not a Type-C compatible case, with this cable, it mounted. So I thought, okay, let's try the other one. Same results. Doesn't move any faster than normal Type-C. But the computer asked me to allow the device. So I figured, okay, well, different. So then I plugged this drive back into the short cable and it came online. Ooh, interesting. So I thought, all right, let's try the other one. Yep, same thing, paired right up, mounts with the short cable for that Thunderbolt drive. All right, let's go back to these cables again. So plug the cable back in, popped it in, no problem. Switched over the other drive onto this cable. It works now. Okay, so let's plug this back in where it belongs. Yeah, plug it in, still working, good. Take it out. Now we're going to test this one. We're going to plug this one in with its own cable, plug it in, all of a sudden it works. Now, don't ask me what went wrong. There's no way of knowing. Okay, what we do know is that if you run into this same problem, especially when you're upgrading to a new Mac, when you're coming from Thunderbolt 3 to Thunderbolt 4, and if you do end up with this problem with some Thunderbolt device brand that you have that I don't, and you get the same problem, if you've got an SSD cable kicking around that's C to C, that's how I fixed it. Don't ask me what went wrong. I don't know. I just know that once I did this and it got me to allow the device to mount, it mounted, and then it proceeded to mount with that cable, and it's back to its own cables now. And they're working fine. Put it back on the Mac Mini, working fine. Put it back on here, still working fine. I have no clue what actually happened. And yet both systems are working the same version of Mac OS Sequoia as well. It's just that this is Thunderbolt 4 ports. The Mini M1 is Thunderbolt 3. But it shouldn't matter when the cases are backwards compatible to as low as Thunderbolt 3. New thing happens is, well, if you put a Type-C cable on there, apparently they'll mount. But with the Thunderbolt cable will not mount on a Type-C only bus. But for some reason, it allowed the SSD USB 3 cable to work on that case to get it to mount on here, and resolved my problem, because now I'm back to using my proper cables with the drives, and everything's hunky-dory between both systems. So just something to keep in mind. We don't know the cause. There's no way of knowing the cause, because, well, who knows? We just know how to fix it. Okay? Now, as far as your drives spontaneously just dropping off all of a sudden, well, that could be any number of things that, you know, the list is too big. And I do have videos talking about that sort of thing, of possibilities for that, okay, which definitely are for real, all right? So, but this is how you fix this problem if you run into it. So just keep that in mind. Maybe bookmark this video, future reference, this way you don't have to look it up again, you know, and you'll have your answer if you ever run into this problem. Or if you have run into it and you just gave up on it and said, screw it, to hell with it, well, now you can go back to that project if you didn't get rid of your stuff, and now you have a fix for it that should get you back up and running. So, thanks for watching. See you on the next one.